And actually, I noticed I hadn't prepared a note for this episode for recording this episode. I mean, so I frequently, but I have always created a note for before creating an episode of podcast. One note is created for an episode, which is the relation of numbers. Anyway, but actually, so I noticed or I remember that I hadn't created a note for this episode. But actually, so of course, a note is not necessary. So it's fine to create that note after this recording. And hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. And this time, so I'm going to finish this episode because I have a book to read. Which is about horror stories, but actually which is a horror story. And I think the content is an imaginary story or imaginary stories, but actually that book contains many stories, but actually that is not an omnibus. That is a kind of omnibus story, omnibus structure. But actually, so that is all the stories are connected to a place in my country. By the way, so I'm Japanese and I speak Japanese language as my native or dominant language, and English is my foreign language. And this time the title is "Do Asian Girls Love Urethral Sounding Against Men?" And the answer is, wait a moment please. And in this case, so what I'd like to tell you is that I have created an online document in Medium, which is what I'd like you to know. And to access that online document, please take a look at the description column of this episode so that you can access that online document or online content I recently created. And by the way, it is, well, this time is middle of May in 2024. So I can remember that the exchange rate between US dollars and Japanese yen, that's around 155, which is that is better data about the time of this recording. And I don't want you to identify me so that I can give you the exact information and the location about this recording. And anyway, so but actually, so this country, I feel this country is getting collapsed. So if you have some Japanese yen, I strongly recommend that you sell all of them or most of them, so that I hope you can avoid bankruptcy if you have huge amount of Japanese yen. And by the way, so I have posed a question, which is, do Asian girls love urethral sounding against men? So I wrote the conclusion in that written article, or written online article, or online document I created recently. And the conclusion is, it's up to the definition of Asian girls, because so Asia comprises, or Asia incorporates many regions. Indian people are Asian people, and so Middle Eastern people are Asian people sometimes, and so Southeast Asian people are Asian people, and so Mongolian people are Asian people, and so Chinese people are Asian people, Korean people are Asian people, Japanese people are Asian people. Asia comprises many ethnic groups, and Turkic people may be Asian people. In the perspective of European culture, in the perspective of the European culture, the entire European culture is what I mean. And but so it's up to you the definition of Asian girls, which is biased, which is because as I have told you, the world Asia comprises many areas, or huge amount of areas, huge amount of areas, or the entire huge area. And but among many ethnic Asian peoples, Japanese women love urethral sounding against men. And the original question is, do Asian girls love urethral standing against men, which is the title of this of that online document, and the title of this podcast episode. And I have written the reasons of this conclusion. So and at last I wrote a question, which is a joking question. I mean, this is a joking question. Is your girlfriend from this Asian country? I hope your penis is still unscathed. That's all. Thank you very much for your reading, which is the ending part of that online document. And so anyway, so Asian girls, or particularly Japanese girls love, Japanese girls love urethral soundings. Urethral sounding meaning they want to insert their for example their fingers or their something bar shaped or something sim bar shaped or something they like to thin sticks into the urethras or urethra or into the urethras of male penises, or using difficult words, they like to rape, so male genitalias or male genitalias or something. And which is why, so so if you have some Japanese girlfriends, so please be careful. Your penis may be so your penis may be inserted with a finger of hers or a stick of hers or other stuff, maybe inserted into the urethra of your penis if you have some Japanese girlfriend. So anyway, but actually, so of course you can read this content, so for entertaining yourself or for having fun. And anyway, so reasons I wrote reasons why Japanese girls or some this or so yeah, why Japanese women love urethral sounding against men. And reasons are, some Asian girls don't welcome the speeches and expressions based on the personal free wills. The second reason is, some Asian countries have excellent healthcare services. And the third reason is, some Asian countries are becoming poorer. And the fourth reason is, some Asian countries have psychological or social atmospheres in which women can do whatever they want to men. And anyway, so if you'd like to know the details about the preference of those Asian girls, please take a look at, or please read that online content, so that you can find out how those reasons are connected to the conclusion. And this is all the stuff I'd like you to know this time. So to access that online content, please take a look at the description column of this episode. And the title is, wait a moment please, yeah, I could find it. And do Asian girls love urethral sounding against men? So, and the answer is, Japanese women love it. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.